Good morning, chat. Today I'm very happy to announce that we got your favorite triple Michelin star rated meal on the menu. High profile streamer drama. This time regarding the relationship of Mizkif and Emiru. Now, if you don't know who they are, that's okay. It doesn't matter. What matters is their meltdown, because it's funny. So sit back, relax. What's the fucking dog in there? Get the f*** out of here. So just sit back, relax, and enjoy as I expertly dissect and discover the nuances of their allegations.
O kurwa, traktor! O kurwa, ausch!
Trigger warning, Trigger warning, Mizkif. I think that's like a sign of the end times. Like we're reaching the end game of humanity when people have trigger warning. It's just such an insane thing to me. Oh! Whoa. Massive Mizkif Emiru controversy just happened. Chad cat version. Save 1 hour and 16. Wow! Look at that thumbnail. Save 1 hour and 16 minutes. That's crazy. Okay, let's look at that.
Save 1 hour 16 minutes. Emiru accused streamer Mizkif of psychological and domestic abuse, stalking, harassment, sexual assault, and threats of blackmail that Mizkif had done towards her, and some of these issues are still ongoing.
Learn English, you dog. It sounds like you. Okay, you sound like someone who is about to get purged. Let's look at Pyro. He made a video on it, I think. Ember's division is horrible. 23 hours ago, dude.
It's time to go full demon time.
Basically, he was upset because I had higher viewership than him, slamming the door.
And I punched holes in the walls or slammed doors in aggression.
He would throw things in front of me and near me.
She did tell me she got a bruise from it, and I stopped. We cuddled for about 30 minutes.
And he started kissing me in my face. And then
I started to advance to the next stage.
he tried to climb on top of me and aggressively.
Because I thought that's what she wanted.
Now, if you haven't been living under a rock, you've probably seen that the Twitch scene is absolutely imploding now because of what? Now, if you haven't been living...
Chat, give me 2 minutes. Give me 2 minutes. Okay. Okay, I'm ready to watch.
Under a rock, you've probably seen that the Twitch scene is absolutely imploding now because of what Emiru streamed recently. Mostly with her calling out and exposing Mizkif for their past relationship. Now, at the start of the stream, she spends the first 20 minutes or so talking about the TwitchCon incident, you know, giving some updates on that, where this, like, weird parasocial...
You never get to roast me for my haircut ever again, because it can always be worse.
Stalker came up to her, breached security. The guy apparently even fled the state at one point as well.
This guy was able to get really far away from San Diego, allegedly. And this whole time, my manager was like, basically like begging Twitch, like, dude, like, please give us his name. Like, we don't know who this person is. Like, for all we know, he like lives around where Emmy and her roommates live.
But then she switches topic and goes on to say that what she's talking about isn't from like a spur of the moment and has also been checked over by lawyers first. So you know beforehand this is going to be some pretty heavy stuff.
I've been in contact with a lawyer. I had them review everything that I'm planning to say today because I wanted to make sure that if I was going to do this, I was going to do it right. Stalking and harassment, and threats of blackmail that Mizkif has done towards me, and some of these issues which are still ongoing. The first and probably most severe reason is that one of the rules that I set for myself a long time ago about withholding this information was that if I ever felt like somebody else was in danger of being hurt, I would then make myself speak about it. I was informed by 3 separate people, one of whom was present for said incident, that he had done something similar to something that he had done to me, to someone in LA at the end of September. And this person is not a streamer or content creator, but obviously that does not matter. And because of this, I cannot in good conscience sit here
You look like
knowing
you're
that I know
in
critical
charge of
information about
DevOps for a mid-level Swedish company.
Looks like I make indie games.
someone that almost no one else does and not say anything.
And Emiru even claims that Mizkif has been indirectly threatening her to keep quiet, basically, saying that he was going to go and create a smear campaign against her.
He has been indirectly threatening me through my friends and people that I work with. They've informed me that he said that if I ever talked about anything he did, he would try to create a smear campaign against me in retaliation. I was told that he even approached other streamers who were close with us back when we lived together, asking them if they would join with him, and they all refused.
He apparently targeted Emiru's friends and co-workers to try to get them on his side. And apparently as well, this smear campaign would involve Mizkif alleging that Emiru would actually kill her own pets, since she's actually had a number of rabbits pass away.
What?
Alleging that Emiru would actually kill her own pets, since she's actually had a number of rabbits pass away whilst living with him.
Multiple people have told me that his plan was to claim that I kill animals, and that I killed my own rabbits, since I had several of my rabbits pass
Imagine killing your own pet rabbit. That would be crazy. I don't know anyone who would do that. I heard it tastes good though.
away over the course of 3 years while I lived with him.
Emiru then tries
Does
to
your dad
explain a
work at
timeline of events.
Blizzard?
My dad doesn't work at Blizzard. My dad was worked as garbage disposal, so
Begin with him at the end of 2021.
there wasn't much nepotism there.
Due to Emiru having problems with stalkers when she lived in Kansas.
I moved in with him, I believe it was the end of 2021, because he
And not in the Tony Soprano way.
offered, and I was having stalker issues in Kansas.
And the two apparently began dating in January 2022, following her joining OTK.
We started dating. We were in a relationship starting January 2022 after I joined OTK.
Now, she says that the relationship was apparently very codependent. Emiru relied on Mizkif for feelings of safety, social life, and her job. And apparently Mizkif was incredibly controlling, deciding what she wore, who she could be friends with, and also when she streamed.
I was very dependent on him for feelings of safety, social life, like my stream, my job, everything.
It's to say that's controlling, by the way. Listen, dude, if you have a girlfriend and you tell her, listen, I don't want you to go full on cleavage mode in the stream, or like I don't want you to like dress like a slut in public, then that's like a boundary you set. Isn't that like, I feel like that's fair. Like if I don't want you to go around looking like a OnlyFans girl, you know, like you know, I feel like it's pretty normal. Like that's I don't want. If we're gonna be in a relationship, here's what I want. And you can do with that with what you will. And if you don't want it, we can talk about it. If you don't want it, we can hash it out. And if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. GG, go next. Like it's not like, dude. He got upset because she wore pajamas. Pajamas? What would you get mad over pajamas? Trigger warning pajamas? I don't get it. You discuss it before dating someone? No one does dating perfectly. No one ever. Like, not a single person ever does that. Like, you're always gonna have bumps and miscommunication and like that, and you're just gonna have to do your best to navigate it. In relationships, you set boundaries. You want some things, they want some things, and if they don't align and it goes to you break up. Is that like, yeah, baited. Whenever I speak, I'm baited. Anyways.
Secret. I think everyone who paid attention knew that he was very controlling over what I wore, to a degree, who I was friends with, and even when I would stream.
And who you're friends with. I've only heard what she's saying here, okay? So I've not heard... when Mizkif starts talking, I'll comment on that too, but so far it sounds like I'm very, like, I hate Emira, but it's not that. It just sounds whiny. I've played these games before, literally. That's the thing, because I have, and it's like, there's so much to it. And that's why these, like, relationship situations where it's just he said, she said, and stuff like that, and unless it's, like, super fucking... Unless it's really clear-cut and really obvious who's in the wrong, it's very difficult to handle it. Because, like, okay, she said that he's controlling in what she wears and who she's friends with. What that could be is, for example, if you want to play devil's advocate, could be, for example, if she wore something that made her look like she was putting herself on display. Or if she was friends with, like, an earlier ex or something like that. Or a guy that... Like, if I have a girlfriend and she insists on being friends with a guy who makes advances on her, right? Then I'm gonna have a problem with it, and I'm gonna bring it up. If doesn't mean that that's what it is, but I like when you say something like that, I feel like you should be specific. Anyways,
such as Mizkif even throwing plastic bottles at her, even though she asked him not to. Even apparently throwing his phone at her at one point, giving her a black eye.
He would throw.
Stop throwing bottles at me. No. Boom.
Bottles, like plastic bottles with liquid in it, not like glass bottles, at me, despite me telling him like.
Oh, glass bottle.
Like
okay, glass bottles. That's bad. That's way worse.
And I bruise very easily. He would throw his phone at me. I would tell him, you know, it scared me, I don't like it.
That's also really bad. That's actually if you throw a phone on someone, I don't think Mizkif is a good aim. I'm gonna guess no. If you hit someone at the wrong angle with a phone in the face, it could be really bad.
And one time it even hit me in the eye, which caused me to get a black eye, but you know, it was like, oh, it's
yeah, okay, that's really bad. Whoops.
An accident, and I was like, oh yeah, it's an accident. Like, you know, of course I'm not gonna think that.
But it wasn't until the cover-up allegations back in 2022 where Mizkif was actually dropped by OTK for allegedly covering up sexual.
But that's crazy though. Like, how do these people like? Okay, you are in a relationship with someone, and they throw a phone in your eye. You get a black eye. Like, I'm laughing, but like, how do you stay in that? How do you you're attached? Yeah. I guess if you're like a kid in your head and you don't know what you want and you're fucking lost. Okay, yeah, you're attached. Just like, oh, this person is so great because they do nice things for me, even though they throw a phone in my eye.
Committed by one of his friends, Crazy Slick, and Emeru claims that after that, Mizkif's behavior started to get a lot worse.
After that happened, his behavior started getting a lot worse, which, I mean, I suppose
he was
very stressed.
After a lot of time of the two streaming at separate times, what Emeru believed was actually a bid to make sure both of their streams perform well, so they actually weren't, you know, pulling viewership away from each other.
He never wanted to stream at the same time as me, and to me at the time it made sense, because, you know, I was like, well, of course, like, you know, we share a lot of community members. If we're live at separate times, we're both going to perform better, you know, it makes sense.
How is he dating him? He looks so choppy. He's got to have something going. Maybe he's got a big dick.
Kingdoms event. And whilst Emeru thought that this would be a good time to hang out with everyone, when she checked her DMs with Mizkif, apparently he was saying that he was going to himself because she had a higher viewership than him.
And I checked my Discord.
What the Was that real?
Messages, and he's messaging me. He's saying like, Emmy, or I'm gonna KMS, I waited so long for this, etc. Basically, he was upset because I had higher viewership than him. That's literally it. I had higher viewership than him.
And whilst he ended his own stream, Emeru actually had to keep going, all while Mizkif was walking around the house intentionally nearby her. He began slamming doors so loudly that it was even picked up on her stream.
Like, we haven't pillaged. Like, she was coming.
and even broke the front door, meaning that the lock wouldn't work.
And slamming the door so loud that my noise gate can pick it up. So even people on my stream are able to hear this is happening. And he slams it so hard and so many times that the front door literally broke. The lock did not work anymore.
And then Emery left the stream to go and check on Mizkif, and apparently he said that he hated her and all of their friends, and all they did was take from him.
I get up and I go talk to him. And I'm like, hey, what's going on? And he's like, I hate all you guys. Like, all you guys do is just take from me. And like, I'm just done. Like, I'm just done. And I was like, this is like really happening because of rush drops. And he was like, I don't know what else to do. He was like going off on me, like basically saying that he hated me.
And it seems that this was basically the catalyst for all of the that was about to go Emery's way. Next week, she spoke on stream about moving out.
But the very next stream, I went live about a week after that, and I announced that I was planning to move because I knew that I would have to move. So I was like, okay, I have to go live and say this so that, you know, kind of force myself to commit to it.
And this apparently is when the domestic started to begin. Emery described how furniture, he would throw things near her, destroy walls, and when Emery would actually lock herself in a room, apparently he would like be banging on the door, screaming at her.
Destroy furniture in front of me. He would throw things in front of me and near me. Destroy walls. Again, you can go see this in some of his VODs in his bedroom. The holes in the wall. There would be times where he was upset at me, and I would go to my stream room and literally lock myself in to get away from him. And he would be banging on the door and screaming at me.
Holy monkey. Yeah, I guess he's, if chat is this real. But at that point, you just call the police. You get out and you call, I mean, obviously it's fucked up. Yeah, like, the guy is insane. Holy shit. He's a man-child with anger issues. Yeah, it seems like it. Wait, what? The 25k streamer? No, sorry. So she had 25k. He only had 20k. How pathetic. Yeah, that guy, the loser with 20k. Who would have guessed?
Incredibly dangerously and unsafe. I'm talking like 150 miles an hour. And this is when they were in the car together as well. One time, apparently even saying to her that they were both going to die. Now, obviously, saying something like that is absolutely unhinged, and putting a partner in that situation is just horrendous. Now, most people would think he would say something like that because of just this build-up of anger and resentment. But apparently, the main reason for him saying that was because Mr. Beast invited another streamer to a video instead of him.
He was on his phone, and he saw that Mr. Beast had put out a video, and Mr. Beast had invited another streamer, and he was like, oh, Mr. Beast invited this guy to his video, not me. And I was like, oh, well, you know, like, huh, yeah, I guess so. Which led to him going 150 miles per hour in the car and talking about while doing it.
Apparently as well, he would scream at Emery when she was sleeping, blaming her for the reason that he felt insecure.
Other things would happen, like I'd be trying to sleep and he would scream at me and say that it was all my fault.
It's gotta be so hard to be these like these top streamers, man. Like, if you have like one minor inconvenience, like one thing doesn't happen, you get like, basically your ego gets like barely insulted a little bit, and you're just like, 150 miles per hour, I'm going to kill myself right now, and you're gonna go with me. Like, that didn't take much. Meanwhile, you're like a gorillionaire. Like, holy shit. These guys, like, you have to basically think at some point, like, do these people have anything? Like, when they turn off the stream and they go outside, or like, if they do they have anything else? Like, have they built up a single different thing in their life? Or is their entire, like, it's like their entire circle socially is like other streamers and the online platform. And the whole career is like literally the only, as big as it may be, it is the literal only thing they have going. Like completely empty other than that. Because like, if my career just went to it would suck. It would be ass. Like, I would probably like have issue with it for a while. But then I know that I can just get a job. Like, you can just get a job and live a normal life. It's not the end of the world. A lot of people do it.
He would throw things and he would start yelling at her if Emery's videos actually outperformed his.
He threw his phone at the dresser and started yelling because I had posted a YouTube video within the same couple of days as him, and mine was doing better.
And apparently the situation got so bad that on some nights, Emery would actually sneak out of the house and go to S-Fan's house, another streamer. And then once Mizkif found out about this, he headed over to S-Fan's house and basically shoot her out.
I would sneak out and I would sneak in.
This is like one of the first things you learn as a content creator ever. Like, like when I was like 500k subs, getting like millions of views per video. At some point, that kind of like wears off, and or like when it comes to your YouTube views or Twitch views, you at some point you pick up some like online colleagues, co-workers, or I guess you could say friends at a certain point. And sometimes they people who like are smaller than you suddenly become bigger than you, right? Like people that get bigger than you go down in size, or it fluctuates all the time, and you fluctuate all the time. And whenever someone does better than you, that used to be smaller than you, the immediate reaction is like this, like fucking this, like what Mizkif is dealing with, like that he's chopped, washed, and like, oh, these people are outgrowing me, and that's like fucking dread. But like, it's literally one of the first lessons you learn when you are doing streaming is that like you just gotta let that shit go, man. You just gotta let it go. When you feel that, just like the best thing you can do is just cheer them on, right? Like, just, that's nice, your video's doing well, great, okay. It doesn't like having resentment over that is like having resentment when a girl doesn't want to it's like the worst thing you could ever do. Because now you are like a like anger issues insane person, and it's just even more over than it ever would have been. It's like giga over. Whereas if you have the other approach, which is like, oh, that's great, that's fine, no problem, blah blah, you're chill, you're not a difficult, impossible man-child to be with, then it's literally the opposite outcome, right? With content creation like this, it's like if you are the person who gets like insanely bitter and tries to scheme people against someone because they're doing better than you, or like you like on their achievements, then it has the worst effect possible. People just won't like you anymore. Like no one will like you. You're just gonna be a little manipulative piece of shit, and you have anger issues, and you're a man-child, and blah blah. Like, it's just like it's over, and eventually that's gonna come to light. There's no point, even if you feel it. There's no point.
Sven's house. Sven didn't know why I was doing this. He saw me a couple times. I'd be like, oh, I'm just gonna go take a nap in your guest room. He'd be like, yeah, that's fine. He figured out where I was going, and he would go over to Sven's house to keep telling me off.
Apparently, one instance, he did want to yell at her, but then he realized that someone else that wasn't Emeru was in the room as well, so he apparently just completely switched up his tone.
The time that he did it, I was laying in the guest room bed, and one of the roommates in that house had come to see like why I was crying, and they were standing in the corner, and he came in, and he was very physically aggressive. He was like, Emmy, like, what are you doing? Like, angry. And then as soon as he turned and saw this other person standing there, he instantly, like, deflated and changed his tone. He was like, oh, Emmy, I was wondering where you were. Like, are you coming home?
Now, when she moved out, she basically hoped that they could move on from what they went through. She then says in October, which I assume is 2024, the two had separated, but Mizkif actually wanted to have one last conversation with Emeru for closure. And when he arrived, Emeru was apparently crying because just the, high levels of emotions with something like this. And Mizkif was holding her when she cried. But then Emeru claims that he actually forced himself on top of her and put his hands down her trousers.
He came to my house, and I was crying like crazy because he started to try to comfort me by hugging me while I was sitting on the couch. I'm usually very uncomfortable with being touched a lot by people that I'm not in a relationship with. And he started kissing me in my face, and I let him do it. I was still sobbing a lot. He tried to climb on top of me and aggressively shoved his hand down my pants. And I screamed. Yeah. And when I screamed, he jumped off me.
And she claims that when she screamed and jumped off, he didn't even apologize. He just said he felt like he did something wrong, and then he left.
And instead of apologizing,
if a girl is crying and you're comforting her, like, that's an insane thing to do. Holy shit. Tears turn him on, clearly. No, it's not tears turns him on, man. The thing is that, like, when you... Okay, chat. If you have ever held a girl before, like this, chances are you might have, like, a certain reaction to it, and your brain wants to go on autopilot. But when a girl is crying, you just don't. You aren't a monkey.
You're checking if I was okay. He said, I feel weird now. I feel like I did something wrong. I have to go. And he immediately left.
Wait, he did? I wonder what made him think that. SQC said it best. He's horn dog. But the moment he got a physical audio cue to not advance, he pulled back. That's not it. That's literally not it. When he got a physical audio cue, do you know what the physical audio cue was? It was a girl sobbing and crying in your arms. That is the audio cue. He ignored the audio cue. And when she screamed and jumped away, it's like, holy sh**. Then he took it. Then it was like, oh, maybe I shouldn't do this. Yeah, who would have guessed?
Now, Emeru says that she's been very tight-lipped about this. She didn't really want to talk about it, and I don't think she has talked about this before, especially on this public level. But she says that Mizkif would actually tell her what to say if other people asked. Like, for example, that Mizkif was never physically aggressive because he never actually hit her.
He'd also always hammer into me how he never physically because he never hit me. And he would coach me and tell me to tell people or other streamers who were asking about it because they were concerned. He would say, tell them that I never hit you. Make sure.
Oh my god! Lucky 11! You know why some women sometimes let people do that? It's because if they retaliate and try to fight back against this, it just so happens that in 95% of the cases, and 99% of the cases, they have a physical disadvantage. If it escalates, they're in trouble. That's why they are not as like, they just don't have that leverage. So they try to avoid it. And then when it went really bad and he didn't take the hint and he took his hand down her pants, she jumped away because that was like, okay, now we have to do something. Now you pushed me to the limit and I have to jump away.
Now, if what she's claiming is true, it just seems that Mizkif was like incredibly insecure among other really bad traits as well. Like, for example, how he would apparently call her up, something as simple as playing as the same class in World of Warcraft, telling her to not do that because apparently people might think that Emeru plays the game better than him.
Often message me in the middle of my streams and berate me for things like playing the same class as him in WoW because he thought...
If you think Emeru can play a game better than you, and that's like something that makes you insecure, you're the game. I'm sorry. You're just game and you gotta get better. That's like asking your girlfriend to change the tires of your car. It's over.
It would make people think that I was better than him.
And then she does actually show screenshots in their messages of him guilt-tripping and harassing her just for playing World of Warcraft.
You do not need to tank in dungeons. Now I'm going to get so much shit. Stop. MA is better. MA is better. Oh no. Oh no, Mizkif. Oh, she's better than you. Who cares, man?
And he would say that it was my fault that his stream was dying because most of
I'm not saying that because I don't think women can change tires, but if you are in a car with your woman and she changes the tires, you are a dog.
his viewers liked me, and whenever he hit on another girl, they would be confused or not take it seriously because they knew that me and him were together privately. He would say horrible things about other streamers in Austin, like, I quote, "I hate everyone here. You are all useless to me. You're worthless to me because it does nothing for my stream anymore to collab with any of you."
And this is when Emeru, you know, had enough and basically started to straight up ignore him.
Damn. What if I got lotion on my
And I basically told him that I felt like I could finally see things for what they were, and he started panicking, and he was super apologetic, and he was saying he didn't want to lose me, which wasn't the first time that he like did something like that.
Dude, it's like that episode in South Park when Cartman gets a girlfriend, and whenever she would be around, he would be like, what's up, blah, 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 and he would like, his face, his soul would just die, and then he would act like she's nothing. And then when they're like in DMs, he would be like, "Oh, please don't leave me, I need you back," and like be so pathetic, man. There's an edit of it?
Relationship, you'll get walked all over.
Babe, how you doing?
Yeah, it's this one, it's this one.
Oh, hey, baby, what's going on?
It's the exact same thing.
We still on for recess?
Yep, I'll be there.
Okay, babe, love you.
I thought you said you broke up with Hattie. I decided to give her one more chance.
But you said she was mentally abusive.
She is mentally abusive.
So then why did you take her back?
Because she said she was gonna kill herself, alright, guys? There. I broke up with her, and she called me being all like, "I can't live without you. I'm scared what I'm gonna do to myself. Oh, God." The bitch is crazy. What am I supposed to do?
Hey, Stan.
Yeah?
Can I talk to you about Eric?
Cartman? Okay.
I just want to make sure he's all right.
What do you mean?
I don't even know if I should be saying this, but Eric said he was thinking about killing himself.
What?
We broke up, and he called saying he was about to do it. I'm still really scared for him.
Wait, Cartman said he was gonna kill himself?
I'll send you the voicemail if you promise to keep it private.
Totally. You have to take me back. You have to. I'm gonna kill myself, honey.
I like how Soda is like, it's like just Jimmy. Oh my god, what crushes. That's like, this is my favorite guy in the show, man.
like, you know, basically begging me not to leave.
All of this led to Emeru just, you know, saying that she's had enough and completely cutting contact with him. And the two actually haven't spoken since January this year. But with everything that Emeru has talked about so far, you can probably guess that this didn't work.
He has attempted to contact me over 40 times individually this year in individual texts, Discord messages, Instagram DMs, and phone calls.
And these are actually messages that she shows off on.
Damn. Just to make sure, you don't have any recordings of me, right? I'm getting harassed that you do, and I'm assuming it's nothing. Do you know why I'm removed from everything? Why I'm kicked out of OTK? Nobody's answering my calls, and I don't want to bother you, but I'm panicking. Holy...
her stream. Like, she actually has the receipts. There's actually one message that Emeru ran through ChatGPT and found that it was 58% AI generated.
Okay.
Now, apart from being bombarded with texts and possible AI messages, there was also IRL harassment that didn't stop either. At parties they went to, Emeru actually believed that Mizkif was just following her around. You could be devil's advocate and chalk that up to pretty justifiable paranoia, but this was full-on confirmed when, at a party, a person that was with Mizkif and hanging around with him, that person then told Emeru that Mizkif wanted to know what she was doing.
The person that he was hanging out with that night reached out to me privately and was apologizing, and I was like, why? And they're like, I just felt like I had to apologize to you because I felt so bad and so embarrassed of what was going on. Like, yes, he wanted to see what you were doing. He was saying, like, I want to go see what's upstairs, and he was checking every room, and then after he opened the room that you were in with Nick, he closed the door and started laughing, and then he just wanted to talk about, you know, how you guys broke up for the next, like, however many hours of the night.
There was also another instance where Mizkif was actually covering the attack that her, Valkyrie, and Sinner had experienced earlier this year, and then this led Mizkif on stream to talk about past experiences that Emeru had with stalkers, but without her consent or permission to actually publicly talk about it.
He decided that he was going to tell more of my personal stalker stories that I've never personally talked about or shared publicly myself. And one of these stories was one that, like, no one knew at all, and, like, he kind of framed himself as, like, the hero. He was like, oh, I held the stalker at gunpoint. No. The only person who ever came into contact face-to-face with that stalker before the police came was Bonnie.
He also drew a lot of other streamers into the situation,
Bonnie,
calling him up saying how sad he was because him and Emeru weren't together anymore and even hoped that they could get married. Other streamers also told Emeru that he would apparently obsessively hate watch her streams.
I heard that he was reaching out to quite a few other streamers, and he was crying to them about how he wanted to get back together and how he thought someday we would reconnect and eventually get married. I also had a couple other streamers report to me that he would obsessively watch my stream. Like, he would be obsessively and attentively hate watching my stream, like watching my stream and just saying horrible things almost every time that I've been live this year. He believed I still wanted him. Interesting, considering I never replied. And he would ask other guys if they thought I had slept with anyone this year.
And claiming that the two of them were talking, despite the fact that, as mentioned earlier, Emeru was giving no contact to him. And then Emeru finally ends the stream basically saying that she wouldn't be surprised if Mizkif tries to sue her for what she's talking about. And saying that if that happened, more of the truth would come out because apparently there's a lot of things that she actually hasn't talked about.
I would not be surprised if he tries to sue me for the stream that I did today and for coming out about him. Not because he thinks that he would win, but for PR reasons, like a SLOP lawsuit. It'd be interesting if that happened, and I wouldn't be opposed to people finding out more of the truth and things that I didn't even talk about today, and what else he's been lying about. And I'm sure there's also plenty of things that even I don't know about. I am already in the process of filing a restraining order on him in both Texas and California.
But for now, her next course of action is filing restraining orders against him in Texas and California. So that was a lot of information, a lot of accusations, and
we have to admit he was kind of pro at this. He pro at this? Pro at being like retarded? Like, what are you? ChatGPT generated messages to like beg for her back? Like, yeah, okay.
I really don't like to cover stuff like this unless both sides have had their say, and surprisingly, Mizkif actually responded on stream pretty shortly after. Now, there's a huge difference between the way Emiru has dealt with this and the way that Mizkif has dealt with this. Emiru has obviously had a statement that was, you know, pre-planned and also had lawyers going over it, but Mizkif, on the other hand, he just seems to be spitballing most of the time. If he does have a script, because he kind of looks at his monitor sometimes, I don't think it'd have nearly as much of the revisions as Emiru's did. Now, when he starts the stream, he knows that he's got serious accusations levied against him. He begins the stream in not the best way, saying that it's time to go full demon time.
Expose everything, bro. It's time to go full demon time. It's clearly obvious at this point. It's full demon time. Why not? I am totally okay with exposing a lot of things and saying things. At this point, I think it's pretty obvious I will not be friends with any of these people after this. Ludwig was right. I'm going to completely separate myself from these people in this community, which is fine. I've already been doing it. But I have hundreds of messages and DMs from people, things that people probably would never want to get released that are very interesting for everyone, and I will be releasing it as time goes on, because why not?
Now, Mizkif talks about his relationship with Maya, not Emiru, and the reason why they broke up. He also talks about how him and Emiru met, and these two events led to Emiru moving in with him shortly after a stalker showed up to her house with a bat.
But she told me about a stalker that came to her house with a bat, and she didn't live at her house anymore. I told her to come move in with me in Austin because she had a stalker, and we want to make content, and the guy will probably be scared since there's a bunch of people around instead of her in her Kansas home by herself.
Now, the reason he states why him and Emiru kept their relationship mostly private is because he thought that his streaming friends would think it was a really bad look to move on to a relationship so quickly after his previous one with Maya.
We knew we liked each other. We just knew it was a bad idea. Talks of her joining OTK happened fast as well, and I knew that if we were potentially going to date, we'd have to keep it a secret. Streamers as well were already starting to resent me, saying that it was a thing that I moved Emmy into.
Dude, everyone in the chat is just roast cooked, lol cooked, question mark. It's just turbo roast.
So fast and replaced Maya so quickly.
And then in January 2022, a birthday party for Emiru, a stalker apparently crashed his car into Mizkif's and then entered the party with a gun. Now, this guy was found, he was jailed, convicted, and he was serving 3 to 5 years, which I think is a disgustingly short sentence for showing up with a gun, being a stalker.
Emmy just had her huge party in an arcade celebrating her birthday on stream. Everyone from Austin was there, and as we were celebrating her joining OTK, someone outside in the parking lot rammed into my Audi R8. We were told that the person who just hit my car was now inside holding a gun. The cops came, the drunk driver did have a gun, and was sentenced to 3 to 5 years in prison.
But according to Mizkif, this traumatic event that they both went through actually brought them closer.
And on the way home, I grabbed her hand, and she grabbed mine, and we knew we were trauma bonded, and we didn't want to let go.
Now, he claims that during the first 2 years...
Trauma bonded. We have... I took her hand, she took mine. We knew. At that point, we were trauma bonded. That's the strongest bond there is.
Years of them dating, they didn't actually have any fights. And this claim that Emiru made of him throwing a water bottle at her was a separate thing. So he does claim that it happened. He doesn't deny it. He just says it wasn't out of aggression. And then also the claim, which was even worse, of him throwing his phone at her. He says that this was a different story. He did throw his phone, but apparently he threw it to try and put it on the bed when he was brushing his teeth.
She brushed over that I threw water bottles or my phone near her, but that wasn't during fights. I want to make that very clear. It would be me throwing my phone on my bed when I brushed my teeth. She did tell me she got a bruise from it, and I stopped. That's all that happened. I'll throw you and show you an example.
Wait, how does that even happen? How do you throw your bed towards the bed? It's like, oh, I hit you in the eye, my bad. She was like, stop doing that. And it's like, you know what? I think you're right. Yeah, I shouldn't do that.
Bullshit.
Now, in September
Why would you do that, though?
During the allegations against Mizkif of trying to cover up assault, Mizkif actually says that this entire ordeal made him...
Just a little trolling, like, wait, what the fuck? Yeah, you just rolled on that one and hit her in the face? It was just an accident. Yeah, well, whoopsie. It's like if you're gonna throw a phone, you obviously you don't do it while someone is in the crossfire. The voice has got the best of me there. Sorry.
Ill, depressed, and I didn't know what to do with my own life.
According to him, Emiru could...
It's just like, what would you like? I mean, I don't really care that much about my phone, but I wouldn't like throw it at the bed because it's a pretty like the thing like iPhones or whatever, like smartphones. They are kind of heavy. Like if we have like a thing in my friend group that we stopped doing, which is like we take the phone and we like hit each other in the knee with it, just like this, and we hit a spot in the knee, and because it's so heavy and it carries like a reasonable amount of momentums, it hurts like a fucking bitch. Like if we cock them in the knee, it hurts fucking bad, especially if you don't have the like thing on it. If you go like raw with just the phone itself, no case. Me, it hurts. So we had to stop doing it. Like it was, because it's like it wasn't even fun anymore. It was just pain.
Actually, look past him lashing out at her because
but it was funny. It is kind of funny. Like when you hit someone in the knee with the phone, they're like, And it's like, yeah, when you're like 5 beers in, it's kind of funny, but we don't throw it at someone's face though, because that's not good.
She loved him. But this culminated during a trip to Japan where apparently they were both stressed out. Mizkif's hair started to fall out and Emeru was apparently self-harming.
It got so bad, the stress and constant talking about the same things over and over and no sleep, that most of my hair started to fall out and Emeru started to hurt herself while we were in Japan.
And this incredibly high-stress environment caused the two of them to start fighting. And he claims that he believed this situation could be fixed. He does admit that he had resentment for her and it started to grow.
We would yell at each other, fight, and argue all the time. Things we never once did. I felt this relationship was taking a huge strain. But as we stayed around longer, I started resenting her a lot more.
He also goes into detail about how allegedly Emeru began to neglect her rabbits, going without food or water or not even cleaning their bedding for weeks.
Emeru has a lot of rabbits, but as those rabbits moved out of her room and into the living room, they started to see disgusting neglect. I, along with many others who would come over, would give them what they needed, and I would tell her all the time to take care of them, but to no avail. She completely neglected those rabbits.
And actually provides video proof of the poor conditions these rabbits were living in.
This is an up-close view of the rabbit cage being completely disgusting and neglected. She left them to die, and I'm not going to sit here and have her pretend she didn't. Emeru wouldn't clean the cages, and the smell became so bad that we started to have the rabbits just be outside. I told her if that's the case, she's got to make sure she's giving them water, because they are her responsibility. Instead, these rabbits were left outside in 100-degree heat with no food or water or anything.
Now, Mizkif says he didn't know how to break up with her, even though he wanted to.
I would constantly want to be farther and farther from her. I didn't know how to break up with her or end things.
The relationship had become strained, and the stalkers were becoming more and more of a problem. And he ties his controlling behavior.
It's not that hard. Like if you think about it, like emotionally, it's difficult. Logistically, it's not. Like you can, yeah. It's if you're, especially if you're the guy, like usually it's not that like difficult. It's like, hey, I want to end things. It's not going well. I want to end things. Like you don't even have to say anything. If it's really bad, you don't have to say anything. You could just leave.
Yeah, which again, he fully admits to the rise of stalkers harassing them. He says that he didn't want danger coming her way, so was taking the measures he needed to lower the chance of something bad happening.
On top of that, the stalkers were getting worse. One stalker came to my house, and I had to point a gun at him for 30 minutes until the cops came. These stalkers are no joke, but I would constantly tell her, on and off stream, that she needs to do more, because these stalkers are getting worse. In regards to being controlling, I told her many things. I told her to dress older, to stop wearing pajamas, to stop talking about stalkers and schizos as a whole, stop talking about past relationships, and yes, I didn't want her to travel without me.
It's a really weird situation to go over, because I genuinely expected Mizkif to kind of just be like,
dress older. I don't really know what the solution is to dealing with stalkers, man. What are you gonna do? Just like move somewhere else and like unless your mailbox, just go full FBI informant mode? Like, what are you gonna do? When I was saying that earlier, that like if you're in a relationship and you don't want your girlfriend or you don't want your boyfriend to dress in a certain way, it's usually to prevent like it's like don't wear revealing clothing, don't do this and that, because it's like, for who are you putting that on for, right? Like, but I think those are like sometimes those are fair boundaries to set, but if it's like to prevent stalkers, it's like, well, now you're talking about mentally ill people who are literally insane, and controlling that is near impossible. It's bad enough that she has them, but unless she's like doing something super like, unless she's doing something on stream that's like very parasocial to encourage it, then I don't think putting the blame on her necessarily is the best like play to alleviate that situation. How do you encourage a stalker? I don't have the answer, Sway. But yeah, like the only thing you can do as a streamer to prevent that or to discourage stalking is to like not be parasocial whatsoever. But even then, some people are just crazy, and it's not really that much you can realistically do about it without sacrificing like so much. I guess you could have moderators that would just like time it out or ban it. But even then, some of these people are so down in the that even if they get shut down constantly, they just don't give up. They just like keep going, and they get worse, right? So like, what the hell are you gonna do? Saying we when they mean themselves, the streamer, when they want to proceed with whatever content they want to show next. I do that too, but like that's because like we are a bunch of people in this stream, right? So it's just like a figure of speech. But when you get a certain size, like at some point you gotta have some sort of security installed at your house, I suppose, if it becomes a problem, which it clearly is. But what is the solution for that? I don't know. I haven't looked into it. I haven't had a problem. I've literally never had that. I've had like one person send flowers to my address. But that was creepy as fuck. I didn't pick up the flowers. I sent them back, but yeah.
He also details how the last 9 months of the relationship had gotten increasingly toxic, with Emeru moving out after Mizkif had told her to, getting upset when they weren't together.
I told her to move out. She didn't move out on her own. I told her to move out because I wanted space, but she still wanted me around at all times. She would get upset if we didn't sleep together, or if we weren't around. She always wanted me to drive over to her house, but I never wanted to because I wanted to be alone.
Now, about the fighting, he tries to claim that Emeru was also getting aggressive, throwing clothes and plushies at him. This was whilst he was punching holes in the wall, slamming doors, and that Emeru would apparently threaten to off during arguments.
But Emmy was also violent. She would throw clothes or plushies at me, and I punched holes in the walls or slammed doors in aggression. I one time did say I was going to kill myself during an argument, but Emmy did this as well numerous times. She would constantly say she's going to kill in arguments.
I'm just going to say, personally, I think there's a huge disparity there between throwing clothes and plushies as opposed to throwing water bottles or a phone. Even if what Mizkif claims is true, that throwing the phone was apparently a complete accident. Now, Mizkif tries to show his own receipts as well to try to prove
That's a tough sell, man. It's a tough sell. It's a really tough sell when you get accused of throwing a phone. As far as I understand it, the phone was what left the black eye on her face. If you hit someone in the head with a phone and your defense is just, it was an accident because I was going to throw it at the bed. Like that's crazy. Like I can aim better than that when I'm drunk. Look at this. Listen, if someone throws a marketable pumpkin plushie at you that you can buy on Makeshift for $30 right now for one more day at you, it probably wouldn't leave a scratch. It would probably be comfortable. But if someone throws a smartphone in your eye socket and claim like that's really hard. That hurts like a bitch, and you get a black eye, and it's really hard to do by accident. So yeah, and apparently she threw clothes too. So like imagine this. Imagine if someone threw at you. Imagine if someone threw a hoodie. That's a really cool hoodie that says Q's on it and costs $60 on Makeshift. What if someone threw that at you? It wouldn't hurt. It's a pretty comfortable hoodie though, but now punch a hole in your wall for comparison. I can't. My walls are cement. That's concrete, baby. They're hard as shit.
And then Mizkif lays out the main reason why he broke up with her. Apparently, she posted a provocative picture, and this was apparently done to intentionally upset him.
One day, Emmy posted a very provocative picture, one that she knew I would hate, and she posted it to make me upset. She admitted that she made me upset with it, and we got into a heated argument, and I broke up with her.
But they then got back together, which is when Emeru dates the sexual assault happening. Mizkif doesn't even deny this. He says that he wanted to try to advance to the next stage, as he took that her kissing was a sign that they wanted to go further.
We cuddled for about 30 minutes and started to kiss. She said that she was okay with this on her stream, and I started to advance to the next stage because I thought that's what she wanted. She yelped, and I immediately sprung up and was scared if I did anything wrong, or did wrong in general. I got scared and left the house.
He left and then even says that he regrets not apologizing when it happened.
Well, okay, now we have two different stories. She's saying she came crying and sobbing, and he's saying that they were cuddling and making out. This is why we don't get into relationship issues. Going back with your ex is like putting poop back into your butt. That's true. I've never done neither, but I can only imagine. Once got attacked on the street by two drunk dudes while I was out with a friend at night. We had a whole ass fight, but then a glass bottle was thrown and we all stopped and were like, nah bro, that's not allowed bro. And the fight stopped because the inebriated dog realized he just threw a bottle. That's good, yeah. No, I did that too in Spain. When I was talking to a woman in Bilbao, and I asked Santi to translate. I'm getting back into this again. Yeah, me and Santi, I was hitting on a girl, and I was like, Santi, can you translate this? And then he starts to hit on her in Spanish, and I got so mauled at him that I was like, Santi, you're a horrible friend. You're a piece of You're a piece of dog. And I kept roasting him. I don't remember if I slapped him or he slapped, but one of us slapped the other. And the next, you have to understand, we were so drunk because we have gotten like shots free from every bar because Santi knew the bartenders. And then he was the worst wingman ever. And then one slaps the other, and then we have a fight. And the next thing I know, I'm on top of Santi on the ground, like choking him out. I'm choking him out. And then I'm like, wait, Santi, we should stop and go home. And he was like, yeah, we should go home. And then we just stopped, went home. And I wake up the next morning, and they were like, Santi, did I choke you yesterday? And I was like, yeah, you did. I was like, dude, I'm so sorry. That was. But I mean, as you can clearly see, that didn't change anything. We're still friends. But it was a funny story. It's just gonna sound like such a virtuous streamer piece of like lie ever. But like it was so scary to me because like I've never lost control aggressively like that ever. Really like eye opening. It took like six shots of like tequila and vodka though. So me and Santi, at that point, I took his hand, he took my hand, and we trauma bonded. And then we became the best friends ever.
I apologize if that made Emmy uncomfortable for me not saying sorry, and I wish I said sorry back then.
At some point, apparently, the two got back together, and then they decided to write down exactly what they wanted on a piece of paper. Emeru wrote down that she wanted to marry Mizkif, for him to move closer.
Okay. If that is a fucking thing, if that's okay, if you're if that's holy shit. They went through all of that stuff, and he did the inappropriate advance. They throw stuff at each other. They've like abused each other for like months, and then they write down, okay, let's write down our thoughts on a paper. I want to marry. Wow, that's crazy. That's another trolling. Now they're just trolling.
And for them to even have children within the next 5 years. Mizkif didn't want this and broke up with her for the final time.
And Emmy had an idea to write down everything we wanted on paper. I'm going to let everyone know that what I'm about to say is very true. This is exactly what happened, and she cannot...
I should start every statement with this, ever. If I talk about the video game, I'm going to say that. If I'm going to talk about drama, I'm going to say that. I'm going to let you all know, warning, alert, okay? I have a big announcement. Everything I'm about to say is very, very true. Did you know that? I'm going to have Santi come here. We have one key each. We're going to open the fucking, the nuclear codes to unleash the truth nuke onto my chat. And then, only then, can I follow my statement. And then you know that there's no doubt, there's no doubt that what I'm saying is true. A truth acorn on the chat.
Not argue this. One day, after staying over Emeru's house, Emeru made me breakfast, and she wrote down everything she wanted. She wrote she wants me to move closer to her. She wrote that she wants me to marry her. And she wants kids with me in the next 5 years. And I just looked at this letter that was staring in front of me, and I just handed her back the paper. She began to cry, and I told her, I'm sorry, I just can't do this anymore. I knew we were just beyond the point of toxicity in the relationship, that our trust had completely died, and that we had so many issues that I couldn't deal with it, and I was not mentally well.
And that part about him continuing to message her after they broke up, he admits that as well.
I have messaged her numerous times wondering why I had been removed from OTK, Discords, and I was very scared because I didn't know what was going on. Nobody was talking to me or contacting me, and I have had so much regret. Times where I wanted to go back, times where I've drunk messaged her love letters, as you saw on stream. But after 10 months, I know we're much better off without each other.
But he does deny that he was following her around at parties.
I did see her at a party once at Simply's house. The house was very small, and I opened the door, I said whoops, and proceeded to talk in the other room about what I possibly did wrong, and began to bawl out and be depressed because I just saw my ex-girlfriend.
He says that viewership was very important to him because he's just apparently a very competitive person. And he also drives fast everywhere, not just when Emeru's in the car, which again, like, I really don't think that's a good excuse.
If you know me in Austin, Texas, I drive fast everywhere. I drive fast literally everywhere. I'm in an Audi R8 in Austin, Texas, where the freeways are open. I drive fast all the time. I don't even remember what situation she was talking about.
But he does end the stream by saying he wishes the best for Emeru and he's sorry that it happened. He does say, though, however, that he doesn't believe that everything Emeru was saying on stream was actually truthful. But he doesn't actually expand on that, so it leaves more questions than answers. Like, which parts are fraudulent? Like I feel like that's something that needs to be said.
I truly hope nothing but the best for Emmy. I know she said a lot of these things today, and I do believe a lot of them were false. But I do hope nothing but the best for her. I'm sorry that any of this happened. I hate that we're in this situation. I'm going to stand up for myself. I am going to defend myself in these situations. I'm not going away. I have no plans to go away. And I believe...
If he was so fed up, why was he chasing her and sending messages for a year non-stop? I don't even know, man. Like, the thing was, like, I'm going to let you all know up front, okay? Warning. Everything I'm about to say is very, very true, okay? So now you know this is true. I've been giga blackpilled on relationships. How bad they can go and how badly people can cling to each other when things have gone out the ass ballistic nuclear meltdown mode, okay? People will have the most unhinged things. And this is things that are so bad that out of respect for the parties involved, I'm not even gonna tell the stories on stream. This is usually when I am on stream, I will tell a bunch of things with little regards to like who is involved with or whatever, because it's just funny, right? But some of these things are so bad that I've seen happen in relationships, and they are still together to this day. Like, we're talking like the most insane unhinged things you could think that could happen in a relationship. And then they will just like they will leave each other for a short period of time, and they will both come back crawling and clawing on the door like a fucking cat, like, no, I can't be alone. and then they come back together, and then they are like good for 2 days, and then they have a meltdown again and again and again and again and again. Like, and it just keeps happening, and they never learn, and they just go full insane for each other, and it's like this cycle that, and then they will like go venting to their friends like, oh, my boyfriend is so bad, oh, my girlfriend is so bad, it's good when it's good, but it's so bad when it's bad, and it's just like this endless, like, and none of them are willing to do shit about it. They won't do anything about it. And I've seen it happen like a couple of times with online people, and one time with like with people I know personally. It's so bad, man. It's so bad. But like at some point you just like give up. You just give up and like, okay, they're having a meltdown again. What are you gonna do? What the f are you gonna do about it? And just let them have a fight and leave it at that. And then they have their meltdowns, and we just like deal with it. You can't know. The thing is like, yeah, and that's what you're saying, Jackie. JC, sorry. You can't know unless you are in the situation, because each side will say this person is the worst person ever, and the other side will say no, actually this is how it happened, and the other person like no, this is how it happened. And it's like you're getting like two super skewed things, and you don't know exactly what's true, and like it's probably somewhere in the middle. But you don't know. They're like two kids emotionally, most likely to a certain extent. But I think in this situation, it's hard. It's so hard. The thing is, it's so far hard to say like who's like the worst. But like they're probably both bad. You don't need to be you don't need to be BPD to have a toxic experience. You absolutely don't need BPD to have a toxic experience. Like people, like normal people without any mental disorders are perfectly capable of making the most toxic piece of garbage relationships imaginable. And people love throwing around Stockholm syndrome. It doesn't have to be Stockholm syndrome. I would say it's closer to Down syndrome. They just don't know what the fuck they're doing. It's like they're handling the relationship like that video of the monkey trying to like fucking do handiwork and build a house. They're like hitting the hammer on the nail sideways, like dunk 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 dunk, and they don't know what the hell they're doing, and it's just over. And like now they have ended the relationship and they were away from each other. Everything is fine, but now they're like, okay, let's stoke the flames. He's definitely worse, but because Emeru was the first to strike that everyone jumped on his ass, making it seem black and white until he responded, blame me too, but it will always be like this since first impression skews reality. It depends, man. You can in these situations it can go either way, even if it's first or last. It's worse when people actually feel at home in this type of relationships. Otherwise, I can't explain why do they always come back. No, it's just like the thing. No, like we are programmed to love that. Sometimes, like, and I'm sure a lot of you guys do this too. When you see like you meet a person and like they are really cute or hot or whatever, or they have like some qualities you really like, and then you're like, okay, well, I can just ignore all the other garbage. I can ignore how they like don't respect me, how they don't respect my boundaries, how they treat me like a shit, because I get some things that I like here, and those things are really good because I'm literally programmed to yearn for it, okay? And then you can't give yourself a reality check, and you just get stuck in it. I don't know what she saw in him because he's not even good looking. If you look like this, you have no problems in terms of looks. There's nothing wrong with how Mizkif looks. He has a funny looking face. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter whatsoever. Like, you can pull easy. He has a funny voice, he's charismatic, he has a funny face. Nothing wrong with him. There's nothing, like, it's not the looks should not be the thing that you don't like about this person. Like, that's not it though. You're just not gonna win that battle. He pulled her by promising protection from stalkers. I don't know, they were in the same community, they were both big streamers, he had an in, and then they talked, and then they bonded, and then they apparently trauma bonded as well, I guess, and then one thing led to another, and that's it, done. He looks like an aged twink. Oh my god.
A lot of the situations today were absolutely exaggerated.
So obviously, going over this situation, it's brutal. Like the...
Which one did you mean? Looks like an aged twink? Was it Mizkif or Parasonical?
But yeah, I have no idea what can happen here. Like, this could go legal. Lawyers can get involved if what Emeru is saying is true. I have no idea, genuinely.
That's such a good outro. That's such a good outro. The last sentence is just like, I have no idea, honestly. Boom, outro. Just, I don't know. Cute outro. Now we have been updated. Let's go to livestream fail and see what's up. Mizkif gets roid rage baited into schizo. Let's read this again. Mizkif gets roid rage baited into schizo mode over fellow schizo about Emeru.
Yeah, you probably fucking love going there when she's there, right? So you could just stare at her the entire time. Oh, I wish I was in her lap just like that dog. Oh, I would be so happy if that was me. So butthurt that not only does Emmy carry Rumble streams, but she carries his dog carrying streams too. LOL. Oh, buddy, thank you for watching those streams, by the way, which I'm also getting paid for. And thank you for watching my Rumble streams, which I also get paid for. Glad to see that Emmy sitting here and not talking is the reason why you're here. You want to tell me again that you're not a massive simp and you wish you were that dog on her lap? The projection is real, Megalo. Not even wants to bang your girlfriend, little pup. Dude, your name's Jenny O, alright? Jenny O, let's talk to you. Ready? You are probably so upset. How upset are you, buddy, that you watched the stream for Emmy? You hate that, buddy. Because guess what? I'm doing everything you wish you could. She's with me. She hangs out with me all day. She's with me with the dogs. And what are you doing, Jenny? You're sitting there watching the VOD, looking at her thigh. Good job, Jenny. You're sitting there watching her thigh. Oh, are you watching her little camera up there to see?
Holy, we're like a fourth in.
That's you, Jenny.
I don't have a song long enough for that.
You're watching the VOD for Emmy's thigh. You're watching everything for Emmy. She's on my stream. This is the best. Omegalol, you're losing your mind because of chat.
Holy baited. He gets, yeah, this is not rage baited, this is literally, it's real though. It's actually, he gets roid rage baited into schizo. And we're not even halfway there.
Called you out and your girlfriend keep talking about getting paid as your view count crashes more. Megalo relevancy fading. 42K the other week when I was doing the soccer thing. Oof, relevancy fading. God, this is really hard on me. There's nothing else that you lost. You gave me your time, I get paid for both. So now that you're not only that, but you're watching a irrelevant falling off Andy. and you're giving his time on both platforms just to see Emmy's sweet thigh, right, man? You lost. You're watching an irrelevant, falling off streamer on a second platform, and I'm getting paid for it. So thank you for your view. You watch all my content. That sucks. You watch all my content, and your life sucks. Because you're watching a falling off streamer. That really blows. You're watching a falling off streamer all the time that you hate so much.
Yeah, this is it's boy. Well, we're halfway through now.
With your sweet Emaru. You watch Emmy's thigh on a dog stream, bro. You watch Emmy's thigh on a dog stream. Look at me. Look what I have. There's nothing you could say or do, bro. You watch my content.
Nothing. There's nothing he could have said to make him mad. Can't say it.
Clearly, you're obsessed. And if you're obsessed for Emmy, that's cute, right? That's sweet. That's nice. But you're giving me your life. You're dedicated to me. You're dedicated to hating me. You're giving me your life. That's so funny. Oh, yeah, you seem stronger, melting down to 3,600 simps and hate watchers on a Rumble stream while you're mauled that your girlfriend is a better growing streamer than you'll ever be again. Ooh, wow. Really thinks that I give a flying fuck. I have 3,600 people watching me on a Rumble stream at 10 o'clock at night. Do you know how insane that is? You ain't winning against trolls? Yes, I am.
Why is he in Rumble? Did he get like banned or something? Okay, it's like an old, yeah. So is this like during? This is during the whole thing. This is not now. It's like it's during the meltdown, basically.
How bad of a stream I have, no matter how much Emmy's thigh is in the camera angle, that man is watching. Oh, Megalol, no, you won't be thinking of, dude. You know what's so funny? I banned you. No.
Which one is worse? Okay, minus four. Okay, no. What I do that? I gotta pick my battles. I just gotta pick my battles.
Danny,
I'll take it.
I don't even know what millions of dollars every year hanging out with your sweet Emaru, and my life is fantastic. That was fun. I need to do that more often. One in chat if I do that more often. Yeah, see, dude, Jenny, how does it feel, man? You have a muzzle on you now, and we made content out of you.
Holy, you won't be thinking about this. Michael, no, you won't be. You'll be thinking about this as you pop your next 500 milligram doses of Prozac and Lexipro, as you bore your girlfriend to death, as you cry yourself to sleep. Keep dropping those flops. Holy shit, this guy is Bitcoin assassin rage baiter. Jesus Christ. Who is Cutie? Emaru's violent abuse with plushes on Mizkif.
I'm ashamed that the situations got so bad, but Emmy was also violent. She would throw clothes or plushies at me, and I punched holes in the walls or slammed doors in aggression. I one time did say during an argument violent. She would throw clothes or plushies at me.
I've never seen. Good job failing, Miz.
I mean, I don't know if that was what he was talking about, but Mizkif prefers a polyamorous relationship. What?
Like, I'll message them, and then, like, it'll be kind of become a thing, and then they're like, oh, like, let's take it to the next step, and I'm always like, no, I want to just be alone.
So you just don't want a girlfriend?
No, absolutely not.
Eventually?
Whatever.
Do you think you're going to be single forever?
Hopefully. I don't know.
Why do you want to be single forever?
Because there's too many opportunities for women that I feel like monogamy is so difficult nowadays.
What if you had like a polyamorous relationship?
Where I could f other girls?
Sure.
Then hell yeah. Find me a girl that's willing to do that, that literally does not care. That's like, yeah, you can go f other girls. I don't want her to f other guys, though. She's got to stay put.
So do you think that there's any like excitement though in having like a long-term exclusive relationship where you get to know her super well, she gets to know you?
Oh yeah. Dude, it sounds like such a beautiful blessing to find someone, to romanticize it, to get married, to then have children. But what about when those kids are like 8 years old and your wife got fat and you look uglier and your eye bags are 6 feet deep and you are sleeping on separate couches now and you're running around the house constantly trying to clean up? That's not fun.
It's oddly specific. It doesn't have to be that way, though.
It could.
All right, you can afford a nanny.
It certainly could, but it could not as well.
But let's say 10 years out from now, let's say even, 20 years out from now, when you're getting older, maybe your knees, you're kind of a little decrepit at that point. What are you going to do if you want to, settle down when your options have diminished because you're...
Why would my options diminish?
You're chopped.
Because you're older and decrepit.
Look at Leonardo DiCaprio. Dude, 24-year-olds on the...
That's my role model. Look at him. He could do it. So can I.
Greg on this boat.
So you're comparing yourself to Leonardo DiCaprio.
Anthony Kiedis, too.
People compare me to Leonardo DiCaprio all the time. They say you look like a 50-year-old version of Leonardo DiCaprio.
They say you look like a 50-year-old version.
Yeah, not the young one. I look like the 50-year-old version.
They say at a certain point...
Oh, man. I mean, if I just came out of that relationship, I might have thought, If you come out of the relationship, it's easy to think like that. But going on a podcast on the record and saying it, like, because it's that shit past, though. Like, Kaio Shibuya reveals the harassing messages Mizkif sent to her after she criticized his disrespectful actions in Japan, as well as him condoning his community miskids and harassing her endlessly.
Yeah, but to my community and my people, sorry if I got you worried.
However,
I was gonna, help them have the
leadership party,
to explain themselves, even to the Japanese community and the English community.
What kind of motive,
like,
interest?
Whether they do that out of malice or of the
Maris! Not Maris! Not Maris! Not Maris! There's no way! I can't watch this. Sorry, I can't watch it. I can't watch it, dude. Maris! Oh man, no, I can't. This is not working out. I can't watch that. Not the Maris. Jesus Christ. Mizkif visibly making 4 women uncomfortable at once. What?
My brain uses so much work, and then I have to charge for like 30 seconds. So.
It's so quiet. Okay. Now I can hear.
Sorry. My brain uses so much work, and then I have to charge for like 30 seconds. So
Dude, what?
I'm fucking done.
Theatrics. Yeah, luckily it's like a bunch of water. It does look like outdoor for it.
Damn. One roast? One roast.
Dude! You're so extra, bro. Someone said plus 50 testosterone.
One roast. Damn. There has to be more behind this. I mean, so like what I'm guessing has happened is that like they have been like probably passively aggressively roasting him and just like making like disrespectful comments for a while, and this is where like was the final drop, and now he gets mulled. So when you watch this clip like this, it's like, wow, he is crazy and so emotional, blah blah. But like it was like here's like the recording of the climax. Right? Like, now it's too much? Done. The day before, Miss and Pokey got into an argument in the middle of filming a podcast, which he kept passive-aggressively bringing it up. The episode was and released. Tension built up, and this was like the poof. Too much. Mizkif is gonna start up one of those sexist alpha podcasts where he can also invite OnlyFans models, isn't he? Yep. Video of Imai was shooting rabbits in 2022. That's a lot of rabbits. What the f? What is there so many rabbits for? That's so many rabbits.
Are any other rabbits cool? This one's cool.
She had 13?
How do you pet this one?
Mizkif being insecure about view count, controlling, threatening, and then called a narcissist by Amaru.
This is bad vibes. We might have to hurt this whole stream. How are you? What do you mean you're working? What are you on about? You don't even stream.
I'm leveling.
Then just answer your Discord call.
Huh?
I'm calling you on Discord. It's like Slack, but it's for streaming. Answer the Slack call.
You're being annoying. You're being annoying.
I'm being annoying? That's my job. What is your job?
This is like a high school girls bullying, by the way. Girls have such a high level of lyrical genius compared to guys that most guys resort to physical retaliation. Not saying it's right or wrong, just saying that's how it is. And not entirely with assault, but things like slamming doors and punching holes in walls in this case. Yeah, that's just how it goes. That's what I was telling about earlier. Like, well, the way women tend to bully is by just like kind of poking a guy to the breaking point, and then when he reacts with anger, which is usually the first way that they process it, is by pointing at like, oh, this guy, look at him, he's so crazy for doing that. That's wild. Blah blah blah. Like, I can't believe he is so unhinged and angry and a moron and blah, blah, blah. So that's usually how it goes. Not saying it's like that's like their type of doing it. Whereas like men's bullying is usually more direct.
We've been doing this for 3 years now. Answer the phone.
It's my day off and you're being annoying. I went on your stream and you're being annoying.
Oh my god. When did you get this attitude? Remember, you used to just go on my stream and be like, it's fine and have fun. Now it's all of a sudden it's my days off. Everything's your fucking day off. And this is how you treat me? Seriously.
Actually, used to be fun.
I used to be fun? You know that's not true. You know I've never been fun. What do you mean I've used to be fun?
It used to be fun, but I guess that too.
Give me a sec. I have to write down my notes because I am in charge of drama. Emaru x Mizkif. It used to be fun. What do you mean by that?
It used to be fun.
Like, as in, I used to have double the viewership, so it was fun to hang out with me, but now it's not worth it because you don't care?
Oh my god, Jesus Christ, you're so innocent, you're so insecure.
Hard
no,
watch.
I just read what someone said in chat.
We used to be nicer and we used to do fun activities. Now you're like, let's play WoW for 12 hours a day, even when you're busy and you want to do other things. And I'm like, okay. And then you're like, yeah, you're a bitch. And I'm like, well,
Dude,
why am I doing this?
Then you know what? If you're gonna act like this, then why don't we just not level with each other and I just level myself to 60 and you go back to Lollygall Doll Land and do whatever the you want. I don't need you, okay?
Okay, I guess that means I can tell Senna and Ray I can go to LA.
Go for it. Do whatever you want.
Okay.
And you know what I'll do? I'll level to 60 and when I'm looking back as the tank and I'm like, where's Emmy? And you're in Goo Goo Gaga land with Ray and Sunshine or whatever her name is, and you're having fun, I'll just look back and be like, wow, remember when Emeru was a gamer? Remember when she actually played video games? Now all she does is she just does other stuff.
Kill me. They were like together at this point, right? Like at this point they're having relationship issues, right? She is not clearly putting up with this. If you're gonna call someone on stream and do a bit, because he's trying to play it like as like a bit, but she's obviously just like fed up with it, and it's like, okay, maybe now we should just leave that off the stream and kind of just, you know, whatever, right? Holy shit. But it's putting her on the spot in a voice call on speaker, like a bit like, oh, we should play together.
I just is like, I want video games because I'm grown up, which means I need real hobbies.
Who said they need real hobbies besides gaming?
Other people are playing them on stream because I don't know.
Wait, say it again? Sorry, I couldn't hear you over the sound of how awesome I am.
I think one guy said that in like middle school. He said it one time, never again. Let's see if we can make it through.
I feel like I'm talking to like a middle schooler.
Yeah, she said that's it. That's exactly spot on. Holy f.
Funny thing is, I can still kick your ass. All right.
Yeah, because you're a man and I'm a woman. Congrats.
I don't hear that enough anymore. Thank you. It does feel good to be a man. I appreciate it. Let me ask you a serious question. What do you think about Harambe? Be honest.
Oh, it's just dude. I wasn't ready. I was not ready. I was not properly like. I need to drink to watch this.
It was sad when he died.
Oh.
Do you miss Harambe?
But this was like in 2022. This was like in 2020. This is when they were doing like the OnlyFans thing, right? Like when Pirates Roadshow had a meltdown. Isn't this like recently? Because they were together in like 2021. This is 2020. Harambe was like not even funny in like 2018. I forgot when it was. It was a lifetime ago. My hair was intact in my forehead when Harambe died, and this guy's bringing this shit up when they're having relationship problems in a voice call on stream. Fucking hell.
I didn't know him like that, so I'm not gonna pretend I did, but it's very sad what happened to him.
Do you think shit's been the same since?
No.
I agree. And that's all we had to agree on, was just we think Harambe, something was wrong.
At least we can.
Dude, this is the biggest. Holy shit. If she, after this call.
This is bad vibes. We might have to hurt this whole stream. Go for it!
On stream because I don't know.
All she does is she just does other.
If she went to like Esfand's house and just him after this, I would get it. Doodle's house in the middle of the African desert is more moist than her right now. I can promise you that.
Well, that guy just is like, I want.
Who said they need real hobbies besides gaming?
Other people are playing them on stream because I don't know.
Wait, say it again? Sorry, I couldn't hear you over the sound of how awesome I am.
Okay. I didn't want to hear that twice. I really didn't.
You think about Harambe?
Come to an agreement on that, I guess.
Yeah, and that is my core, Emmy. It's like, if you fuck with Harambe and you thought it was wrong, you thought shit changed, I fuck with you, okay? Like, I fuck with you. So why don't we make this work? Why don't we level together? Let's get to level 37 like we thought we were going to today. Let's just kick some ass and let's take some names.
Can I make a summary of what just happened so you can put it in your notes?
Yeah.
Okay, ready? Start typing. Okay, you say, fine, Emmy, I'll just play without you. I say, okay. You say, no, Emmy, let's play together. We're cool. I say...
His smile on optimism is just gone, right? Like, that's...
Wow. Okay. If you're going to keep it up like that, then there's only one other option. I got to call Mr. Tonka T, and I'm going to have to address him, the drama that's going on, and let him know that you... Yeah. Oh, you don't think he'll care that you're not wanting to play?
Well, I am playing. I have 3 bars into 35. I'm playing right now.
Oh, you know what this is? This is like his chat. It's Walter White and Skylar fighting over dinner, and the chat is just Jesse Pinkman just chugging down the white wine. They're coping with like Omega Lulz, but that is literally what they are.
I told you I was playing right now.
Oh, now you're scared.
Remember when you said I was bitching because I said, so are we playing WoW? Because context clues, I'm playing WoW by myself.
I'm gonna call Mr. Tonkati.
Oh my, we're never playing WoW.
I'm down. Can I call you on Discord? You'll answer, or are you scared, Keck?
I had to call Tonka T, huh?
I don't want to call Tonka T if I don't have to. This drama, I can remove it from my notepad and pretend it didn't happen.
Like, you can't call Tonka T.
I can call Tonka T. I can look up. I can go on the yellow pages and find him.
You mean what?
Well, I mean, like, we've all seen them. You know what I mean? Like, they already say I punched everybody, so I might as well. What I mean, like.
I don't know what you're talking about. I actually don't.
Okay, you obviously don't go through the schizo 4chan posts like I do. Like, come on, like, what are you doing?
Are you serious?
Are you serious? No, I'm not serious. When am I ever serious?
I don't know. It's hard to tell.
All right. Now it's my time to say I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I should have paid you back the 300K immediately. That was a mistake of mine. I shouldn't have had to have the community attack me for so long because of it. I've attached proof that I paid you back. I hope you can accept my apology.
You should write a first-person account of living with NPD. I would read it.
What's NPD? Neil Patrick? What? Yes. What's NPD?
Google it.
What's NPD?
Narcissistic personality disorders, mental health condition where a person believes they're better than. You really think I think I'm better than everyone else?
Well, I was joking.
Okay, can I just like stop holding? I'm calling on Discord.
But would you like do it? Oh my god! If you're at this point, why would you want to continue the conversation? Like, oh yeah, we need more of this. We need more of this. Let's bring her on Discord so we can keep having this vibe on the stream. That's great. Let's bring that. Yeah, let's do that. She is. I mean, it is. To be fair, it is content. We're watching it now, so I mean, you know, I don't think we ever would have if she didn't make the video telling about everything. But you know.
Hello.
She answered.
Hello.
How do I when do I think I'm better than everyone else? You actually don't know me if you think that I think I'm better than everyone else.
You seem a little bit perturbed by this joke.
Okay, you watch like 2 Northern Lion streams and all of a sudden you think you know what the f I'm talking about. I did not. What the f perturbed? I don't care what that means, so just shut up and listen to me. I'm not a narcissist. I've never thought I was better than everyone else. I only think I'm good at like 3 good things in my life. I've never thought I'm just good and better than everyone else at everything, all at once. So if anything, you're the narcissist. You think you're better than everyone else.
Classic narcissist move, accusing you of being the narcissist.
No, it's not, okay? When someone says I murdered someone, I'm going to turn to them and say that they murdered somebody, okay? Like, that's not a narcissistic or murderous personality disorder. That's you claiming I did something, so I'm going to say that it's a pot calling the kettle black.
Yeah, you're right.
I expect to twit longer on the situation. I expect you to apologize to me immediately. You have 48 hours.
Oh, no. Or what?
I'm not paying you back $50 for Uber.
What? That should be unrelated.
We're all related.
Now they kind of saved. Now they kind of saved it because now it seems like they're both with it. That's fine. But it went down into the dish before they started the ascent to the like damn, or to the speed bump in this case. Yeah, I feel like now the vibe is like they're kind of both like joking and whatever.
Where are you?
You're just not gonna respond to the fact that I said that we're all related?
Yeah, because you called me mom earlier, so I don't want to talk to you anymore.
The entire time here, he was trying to make a bit. He was trying to be funny and just like play around and like why are you coming to my stream? And I'm trying to be funny about it. Now clearly he brought up, I can't hear you over how awesome I am. Like that's, ouch. And next up he follows it up with another banger. What do you think about Harambe? Holy shit! To like, because he was trying to lighten the mood. But he just like, he couldn't have played that worse. After she realized he's not gonna give up, she was like, okay, I'll just play along and we will just, you know, do it. In the end, they saved. That's when the video stops. Is when they were. That's why the video stops there. Because after that, they were just like chilling, right? It went back to the usual stream, but the mood went sour all the way here. That was basically that. I would be fed up with this set clown in less than a day. No man, like dude. Okay, he made some jokes there that I would like. I didn't think he could even go for that. Like that was so low. Like the how awesome I am and Harambe. That's like wow. That's tone deaf. I think other than that, like you have to like at some point, chat. You have to admit Mizkif is popular for a reason. He is funny. Okay, he can be funny. He can play around with people and have a good time and be funny. It's just like a fact. Otherwise, he probably wouldn't have made it to that point. I'm sure that he can. Here, this was like a fucking dumpster fire. And so can she. So can Emery. Emery can be funny. She's also very good looking, which helps. So she has an edge there. And she's wearing pajama pants. She's got an edge there. Just like she's got an edge.
Yeah, but
she's got 2 I don't want to like get like cancelled for like yeah, but you know, something on display that could be buttoned up that she doesn't button up on purpose because it gives her a competitive edge on streamer. Okay, that's it. Anyone can be funny with borrowed and recycled jokes. Nope, not in a little bit. Not everyone can be. Trust me on that one. Sometimes someone tells a joke in a group setting, another person repeats it, and everyone laughs. Sometimes it's because the first person butchered it, and the second person told it in a more funny way. But sometimes it's because they simply didn't hear it the first time, and maybe he spoke too quietly. But you get the idea. I was gonna say that I wouldn't ever go public about something like this, but I probably would farm the fuck. To be honest, I'm gonna be real with you guys. If I was like in a high-profile streamer relationship with someone on like my size or bigger, and this happened, I would probably farm the fuck. But I would be like, you know what? I got the spotlight now. Let's make the most of it. By the way, buy my pumpkin. But did you know that I threw this pumpkin? My wife, I threw this pumpkin at her, and in my defense, it's a very soft and comfortable pumpkin, okay? It could not have given her the black eye, okay? That was not... Black eye, I did not say... that sounded a lot like black guy. Ming Dynasty pussy got me acting unwise. Just how it goes. Epic drama. And basically, I genuinely have no idea.